Hi, I'm Hal Thomas, and welcome to Teaching Singing, Observation and Practice. We've gone over the introduction of fundamental technique in a student's first lesson, and the review of that technique with a few add-ons in the second. Today we start talking about teaching songs. I have a wide range of students, from 9 years old to students in their 60s. Most of them are in the junior high and high school age range. Some read music, but not all of them. If you're in a vocal music education course, or more specifically a vocal pedagogy course, you may have already been introduced to some song teaching methods. Good. I'm certain you paid attention and took notes. Sure you did. So some of this will be review for you, but I hope some of the things I suggest will be both new and helpful to you and your students. And I'll concentrate today on starting a song with a younger student, a non-music reader, one between 12 and 17. First, selecting the song. Someone in your education classes has advised you that it's wise to begin with the familiar. That person was right. Giving a new student of adolescent age Beethoven's An die ferne Geliebte as a first song is probably not a wise choice, and most likely not a familiar one. Fortunately, there is a very familiar and vast library of worthy songs for the beginner from Disney. And this is not a commercial, but Disney has provided the world with marvelous, excellent quality music, songs that are familiar to nearly anyone on the planet who possesses a pair of ears. Incredibly gifted composers and lyricists from Snow White to Moana, from Paul Smith to Lin-Manuel Miranda, have given us songs of impressive beauty, charm, and musical worth. Songs that both entertain and stir the imagination. And the songs stand the test of time quite well, and have become a cross-generational cultural literacy phenomenon. Good sentence, I'll have to put that in my book. Many Disney songs, outside of their musical and story-related charms for young singers, have a moderately challenging range, lovely melodic lines, and rhythmic interest. Did I mention lyrics? Frank Churchill, Stephen Schwartz, Howard Ashman, Tim Rice, and the lyricist-composer duo of Mr. and Mrs. Lopez. In their words, the young singer can find poetry from the chillingly fantastic to the adolescently relatable. Disney songs. Nearly every time I ask a student if he or she likes or knows a particular Disney song, I don't get an answer. I get a barrage. Oh, I just love. Could we do? Oh, I've always wanted to learn this one. Thank you, Mr. Disney, and your artistic descendants. I guess it was sort of a commercial, wasn't it? I'm sure you'll be able to think of other types of music that would work well as first song material, in folk music, for instance, and in theater and popular music. But for now, you'll get to watch a few of my students demonstrate some procedures for learning a new song from the Walt Disney Library. This is Jackie. She's going to be helping us out as a student learning a song for the first time. Jackie's going to do a bit of Colors of the Wind for us, as if she were seeing it all for the first time. This, of course, is from Pocahontas by Menken and Schwartz. Jackie, could you read the first couple lines for me, please?
You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
Keep going.
You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew you never knew.
Be careful. You'll learn things.
You'll.
Yeah, and watch out for the earth is just a dead thing, not a dead thing. All right, let's try some of this. Pretend you already know it. Here we go. 2, 3.
You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew.
Okay, now, sorry.
I was preparing myself.
I know you're all set for the big stuff, but we're not going to do that in this episode. Could you please try it again? And we're going to do it on a hum, long face hum, A lot of resonance. Here we go. Slow breath in the ribs. 2, 3. Breathe. And you'll feel how connected all of that is with your resonance. Now let's try and do the words again. Think of putting them all together like that, all right? One word into the next, nice and clear, but with that same feeling of resonance you had with the hum. 2, 3.
You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you.
Deep breath.
But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew,
Good. Better that time.
Yeah.
Good, okay. This is Celia. Celia is going to be demonstrating how to start learning A Change in Me from Beauty and the Beast by Disney. Well, by Alan Menken from the Disney movie.
Hi, Mom. This one's for you. Yeah.
Celia, would you say the words, please? Not too fast, and very clear word endings.
Yes. There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on. Though what I used to be, I still depend upon. For now I realize that good can come from bad. That may not make me wise, but oh, it makes me glad.
All right, that's enough. Let's sing this. I'll start 2 measures before you come in.
Okay.
Slow breath.
There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on. Though what I used to be, I still depend upon. For now I realize that good can come from bad. That may not make me wise, but oh, it makes me glad.
Much better word endings.
Thank you.
Very good. All right. Now we're going to smooth this out a little bit. I'll have you sing it on ooh. All right, all the way through the first sections. What we've just sung. Try to make one sound become the next. Very, very smooth now. Slow breath.
Okay.
3, 4, 1. Breathe in the middle of the posture. You're allowed to slide. Ooh, right there. Much better. Breath. Good. Now let's try with the words. Keep that fairly good diction you had on
Thank
the
you.
way through. Good articulation. You could do even more, of course, in bigger word endings, like on, depend upon,
Okay.
realize, all right?
All right.
And try to keep it as smooth within that good articulation as you had it when you used the oo vowel.
Okay.
2 before you come in.
There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on. Though what I used to be, I still depend upon. For now I realize that good can come from bad. That may not make me wise, but oh, it makes me glad.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
This is Hunter. Hunter's going to be helping us with her voice from The Little Mermaid. we're going to go to the difficult part for a singer, which is the narrative portion, Somewhere There's a Girl. Could you say those lines for a while, please?
Somewhere there's a girl who's like the shimmer of the wind upon the water. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the glimmer of the sunlight on the sea. Somewhere there's a girl who's like a swell of endless music. Somewhere she is singing and her song is meant for me. Should I keep going?
Yeah, a little more, sure.
And her voice, it's sweet as angels sighing. And her voice, it's warm as summer sky. And that sound, it haunts my dreams and spins me round until it seems I'm flying. Her voice.
Okay, let's do that much. This is quite a chunk. You remember that you want to pick out certain words to emphasize over others. Could you read it once again a little slowly, just a line or two? Go ahead.
Somewhere there's a girl who's like the shimmer of the wind upon the water. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the glimmer of the sunlight on the sea.
Okay, let's try this in English, since that's the language we've learned it in. Here we go.
Somewhere there's a girl who's like the shimmer of the wind upon the water. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the glimmer of the sunlight on the sea. Somewhere there's a girl who's like a swell of endless music. Somewhere she is singing and her song is meant for me. And her voice, it's sweet as angels.
Very good, very good. Remember, just one quick note, the important note on Sweet as Angel Sighing is not the word as, but sweet.
Okay.
Right, remember that when we go back. You can actually face the stand dead on. You're kind of angled to it. No,
Okay.
There you go. So you're not singing with your head turned. All right, we're going to do this again. Try to keep it as lyrical as you can, but we're going to do it using just a neutral syllable. Let's try it on Lou first. Just about 4 bars. Here we go. Make sure one sound becomes the next.
Okay.
The L becomes the U, becomes the L, becomes the U. One more time. A little slower. Ya da 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 da. Very good. Now when you get further on to end her voice, it's sweet as angels sighing, then once again it's the same idea. You make one sound become the next. Skip to end her voice. But we're going to do it on Lou. 2, 1. There. And you actually, even though we have more words per measure in the beginning, you want to make it all just as lyrical. All right, let's try this now in English once again and see if you can apply that. Somewhere there's a girl. This time we'll go to the end and you'll be happy.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Somewhere there's a girl who's like the shimmer of the wind upon the water. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the swimmer of the sunlight on the sea.
Slimmer of the glee, yes. Let's try it again. Here we go.
Somewhere there's a girl who's like the shimmer of the wind upon the water. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the glimmer of the sunlight on the sea. Somewhere there's a girl who's like a swell of endless music. Somewhere she is singing and her song is meant for me. And her voice, it's sweet as angels sighing. And her voice, it's warm as summer sky. And that sound, it haunts my dreams, it spins me round until it seems I'm flying. Her voice.
Very good. Thank you, Hunter. Some of you vocal pedagogy and ed psych folks out there have figured out that I used a Gestalt learning method for each of those students. Yep, you're pretty smart. The Gestalt approach, examining the whole, breaking it into its components, and reassembling it for performance and further examination, is incredibly useful. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and examining the parts gives us a greater appreciation of the whole. I'm certain you've heard all of that before, but stop yawning. Gestalt is a human occupation, intertwined with our species' talent for pattern recognition. When we see a Monet painting, it arrests and commands our attention. But it's only pigments applied to canvas, organized for light and shade with a brush and a genius imagination. And suddenly it's much more than a pretty picture. It's a Monet. That's a human Gestalt response, and it happens mostly unconsciously. So these few methods I used with students are Gestalt procedures to help them discover a new song. Even for songs they've heard often, like the Disney songs used here, it should be a discovery for them. And the first stage of that discovery is usually this. Producing the music themselves is a more physically difficult and mentally involved experience than singing along with the movie or an audio track. Feel free to try these techniques with your students, although, since teaching is a highly creative endeavor, you'll probably develop variations of your own that work as well or better for you. In the next episode, we'll continue talking about the things you can do to help a student learn and practice a song. Thanks for watching and allowing me to share some of my experiences and opinions with you. And please subscribe. Don't forget, should you be lucky subscriber 10,001, you'll receive an all-expenses-paid 10-minute visit to my backyard. Weather permitting. Have fun teaching, and goodbye.